I'd like to ask about the process of writing a song. And I understand that it seems like it might shift from song to song, who's doing what. And I'm really curious about what does that look like when you're collaborating together? Do you write that down on music, or are you learning it by ear and recording the tracks? And then at what point do you take it off and start writing lyrics, or do you write the lyrics kind of early on for influence in it?
Mm-hmm. So my writing process, I think, starts. It's never, it never ends, basically, because when I hear something, I, for example, watch a TV show or a movie, and or reading a book. When I see a good, when I hear or see a good thought, good idea, I take picture of a page if it's a book. Mm-hmm. I write it down in my notes on the phone. If it's something that comes from TV, from a TV. And then I have like a huge list of phrases and words that are really interesting for me, And then when it comes to write lyrics to an album, mm-hmm. First of all, they already, for example, they already have a demo.
All the
instruments. Yeah. So they compose, they learn something without me. I don't like to be present during their composing process because it's boring. It's boring. They are all very concentrated. They don't pay attention to me. And I'm just sitting there, doing nothing. There's no couch to sleep on in our rehearsal room, and I just don't go there. So they play, and then they record it together, and then bam, 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 they have a rough sketch, like a demo version, mm-hmm. which is really cool. It really sounds like a professional recording. I don't know. Uh-huh. And then they send it to me. I procrastinate, and then when it is already like 5 or 6 songs, I procrastinate even more. And when the whole album is done, they send it, and then I start panicking. And then I listen to at least like one song. The first song they sent me, okay, let's do this. So I listened to it like few days, like maybe 3 days in a row, listen to that and trying to, to absorb the vibe, the atmosphere that it brings. And looking at my notes, what's good, like what can be used, like what I want to say, for example, first of all, the topic. And then I can try and write just prose, which happened before, like our song, No Hoard of Value. What you feel, what you read, is that what you really are? It came out of what you like so far. I wrote prose in Russian. Everything that comes in mind. It's called a stream of consciousness.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's in literature. So wrote it down, boo, 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 and then started to, forgot the word.
Translate it into English?
Turn it into English, yes.
Yeah, translate
it. Translate it, yeah. Translate it into English. And then it's a miracle for me, because then the rhymes and the rhythm of the poem that I'm writing mm-hmm. is just emerged, like it creates itself, and now it's even rhymes appear.
That's amazing.
Oh my God, it's like food cooks itself.
That's so rare too. I've done so many operas in other languages, and then there's an English version, and we don't say English translation of it anymore because mm-hmm. it becomes a version, because you can't often get the right lining up of the syllables or the rhyme scheme is off when you translate it from another language. For it to suddenly just work when it went to English, that's amazing.
And that's amazing. Yeah, right. And that's amazing that you from the Russian prose turns into English poem. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
That's alchemistry, and yeah, that's what happens usually. With the new album, I did it again. I had a whole year of writing lyrics, but I only started when the deadline hit me hard, right in the jaw, and I was like, "Damn it!" and then I started sweating. You know, I started like sitting right here on my couch and just listening to the shit. And the shit is really hard to understand because the music evolved, and it's not easy to listen to anymore. It used to be like this: 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, or 1 2 3 1 2 3. Now it's all like 1 2 3 4 5 3 4 5 6 7, like fucking nightmare, chaos. And they are like, you know, like this. What? It's easy to count. You just count, and it's like, dudes, you cannot count when you write lyrics. You know, you just, it has to flow.
Mm-hmm.
So I write it and write. The first song, The Vortex, from the new album was written. I wrote a passage in Russian, and it was already a poem because I felt like writing it in Russian because it wasn't in my mind. I was suddenly inspired. And then a few months later, when I had to record the song the next day, and I had nothing but this Russian passage, yeah, I'm in big trouble. And yeah, I started to translate it, and it was easy. It kind of already like cooked itself again, and then added more and more, and kind of melody also also appeared in my mind, you know, the vocal parts. And so I kind of like, yeah, I had a draft in my head, kind of prepared to the recording the next day. Yeah, and that's just one thing. Another thing, I can bear, like I can carry the idea, or I can carry nothing in my head. I just can slam my head against the wall because I have nothing in my head, you know, only those notes in my iPad or my phone that just don't make any sense together, you know. They're all like a mess, and I can cry, you know. I can even blame the whole world, my band, the whole world, my mother, for making me not a poetess but I don't know, singer, and can cry, panic. And then the end of the day, when I go to bed, just like, okay, it's time to do it. And I do it in 2 hours. Bam, bam, bam. the lyrics are done, but there's no vocal line, like no vocal parts at all. And that what makes me even crazier. The next morning, I try to listen to the songs and reading the lyrics together, and you know, trying to like, you know, sing something, but it all, like, I can't even hit a note. I don't know where because it's really complicated music we do. And so I'm so pissed off, you know, I'm so angry at them. And so I go to recording studio. And so, you guys, I don't know what to sing, but yeah, let's do it. And I improvise.
Oh.
And improvisation helps me a lot. You know, I can drink something like cognac, for example, a little bit to get into the mood, you know. Yeah. And it's good that the whole band, they are present when I record vocals, so they help me a lot. They suggest me a lot of things, you know, help me with lyrics, with words, and with rhythms. And yeah, I'm really appreciate it. So that's how it goes. It's a struggle. It's very challenging for me every time.
I love hearing the process. It's so fun to hear about that.